Guys, one of the largest Bitcoin whales is about to buy another $600 million worth of Bitcoin here very soon. Today, guys, I'm gonna talk about what I see happening for Bitcoin next. Everything you need to pay attention to. Are we going to continue towards the downside, or are we going to have a little bit of a breather here, maybe at the orange line, and then continue towards the upside? Guys, today, I'm gonna talk about everything you need to know if you are at all involved in the crypto space. So welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's talk about this. So after having this big drop all the way down to $65,500, we have actually had a decent bounce. Now, what you can see is that we were trying to break through this orange line a couple of times towards the upside yesterday, 1, 2, 3 times. And then we did see a breakout. We came up to the next level of resistance, my orange line right here. We had resistance from this point, we had a pullback, and now we are finding support of this orange line again at 68,460, which was the previous, well, first it was the previous support multiple times on the way down. Then it became resistance on the way up. And now it is support again. So the market is still respecting all of these levels very well, which makes trading very simple actually here. So that is all fantastic. Now let's hold ourselves accountable, because I said in my video yesterday, I said actually that I think that during the market open of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, you are going to see Bitcoin above $70,000 again. Now, the reason for this is because there was an arbitrage opportunity, because you could basically arbitrage the Bitcoin price up and sell the ETF price down essentially. So that is why I thought that we would see a $70,000 Bitcoin about 6 to 7 hours after I released that video. Now, technically I was right, because this is where I made that video when we were at $67,000. And then about, was actually this candle or this one of these two trying to break through this orange line. And then about 8 hours later, we saw a pump up to $70,600 as the market opened, and you saw this arbitrage going up. So the thesis was still correct. Everything played out as I was expecting here. The only thing is that then after that, we did meet the resistance here at $70,000, and then we had a bit of a pullback. So I still think that everything is still looking good for Bitcoin, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Everything, in my opinion, is still looking pretty good. Yes, we have broken the trend of, making higher lows. And on the daily time frame, you can see that we have, an equal low right here, if you will. But on the wick, we have definitely a lower low. But at the same time, we also had it right here when we got supported off of my orange line at, my orange box at 63,500. So I would not put too much attention to this, because Bitcoin is so fundamentally bullish right now, in my opinion. So I still think that we're going to see higher prices. But yeah, it's still good to see that Bitcoin is respecting my resistance and my support levels. Now, it is Saturday, guys. Let's move on here and let's talk about traditional markets. Well, the only thing to take note of here is that traditional markets have had another pullback yesterday. So today, obviously, it's closed. But after having a pullback right here, a little bit of a bounce, we had another pullback yesterday. So let's keep our eyes on that when they open up on Sunday evening. I already talked about that tweet. So how big is the Bitcoin dump that we saw? Well, what they have done here is they have plotted all of the dumps we've had previously. So basically, how low has Bitcoin gone in one single day in terms of percentage? And you can see there's a lot of days here where, Bitcoin has gone down a few percent. That's logical. There's a lot of days where Bitcoin has gone down like 6 to 7%. Here we start to get like minus 10%. And you can see that still there's a lot of days in Bitcoin's history where we have actually gone down below 10%. So what we have seen with the drop is nothing out of the ordinary. Of course, I talked about this in great detail yesterday. I showed you on the charts as well that the drop we saw yesterday is just a healthy correction, in my opinion. I do not think it's the start of a bear market or anything like that. And if we go to the left here, you can see that there's plenty of days below 15%, below 20% even in one single day. And then we have this one So this is like minus 45% in one day. This has to be like during the COVID crash. So we have that, and we know that these are things we typically see. Now, I want to show you some also evidence that the thesis that I talked about yesterday, that the reason why we're seeing this drop is most likely because of a rebalancing from institutional investors. Now, what is the number one exchange that institutional investors in the US are using? It is the Coinbase exchange. And we have seen that when Bitcoin has been pumping recently due to institutions buying, the premium on Coinbase has been going up. Okay, so that means that the Bitcoin price on Coinbase has been higher compared to other exchanges. But what you see right now during this drop is that we actually saw a discount on Coinbase, meaning that most of the selling, potentially driving the sales at least, was actually happening on Coinbase. Again, institutional investors. So that strengthens my thesis I gave you yesterday, that I do think that this has a lot to do with a quarterly rebalancing, because institutions have been making so much profits on Bitcoin during this quarter. So now they're selling a little bit of Bitcoin to balance it out. Because let's imagine they put 10% of their entire portfolio into Bitcoin, okay, at the beginning of this year. And then they have stocks, they have bonds, they have whatever, but they put 10% into Bitcoin. Now, when Bitcoin has been pumping so hard, they look at their portfolio right now and they say, oh, wait, Bitcoin is right now 50% of our portfolio. We better de-risk a little bit. We better rebalance. So maybe they sell off a little bit of that and they keep it to maybe 10 again or 15 or whatever it may be. So I think that has a big deal to do with why we are going down, or why we have been going down here the last few days. So we will see. Maybe we're going to have some proof of that in the future. But as this is happening right now, I do think that has a lot to do with it. So maybe we will see in the future. Now, what we can also pay attention to is that on the chain, meaning the Bitcoin has been accumulated at certain price points, tends to act as support. Now, what you can see, you have a big position here of Bitcoin that has been accumulated between $64,000 to $66,000. So this is now on-chain support for Bitcoin. Because if a lot of people have been accumulating at this point, well, chances are that more people are going to continue to accumulate at these price levels. And also, it potentially means that the same people are going to buy the dip again once it gets to the same level, right? So on the chain, we do have some support between $64,000 to $67,000 approximately. And we could already see when Bitcoin dipped down to these levels, we saw an immediate, very, very strong pump towards the upside on this bounce. So let's keep our eyes on that. Nayib Bukele is continuing to buy Bitcoin, buying 1 Bitcoin every single day for El Salvador. So that is all good. And MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, are issuing new bonds or convertible notes to buy another $600 million worth of Bitcoin. Absolutely insane, guys. This guy is going nuts for Bitcoin, and I love to see it. So expect another $600 million worth of Bitcoin to be bought on the open market. And people are selling their Bitcoin at these price levels. Absolutely absurd, in my opinion. Now, trading strategies, because we are right now above 68,500, the trading strategies are now starting to make some magical work again. And you know, in my video yesterday, we were at like $5,000 in loss. Right now, we're only at 1,500. So the bots are continuing to do their magic. They continue to do what they're supposed to do. Yes, we had a big drop, which means that we have some unrealized losses here. But let's see, guys. As always, I will continue to update you on everything that's going on. If I make profit with these strategies, you will see that. If I make losses, you will see that as well. But our main thing is that we are following every single step of the way here. We are looking at everything that's been going on from $4,000. Right now, we have about almost $700,000 that in profits that we have been making, and we are aiming to make $1 million on this channel, as you know. So I will continue to update you on every single step of the way here, and I hope that you appreciate that. And of course, if you want to use these trading strategies yourself, feel free to do so using the link in the description. You do have the video at the top here explaining everything you need to do. But then if you go down, first get an OKX account using this link, claim up to $60,000, click join now. Once you have signed up, click on this link right here, the $72,000 bot, and that is going to be trading for you. If you cannot use OKX due to your country blocking that exchange, you can go down to BitGet, up to $40,000 using this link right here. And then once you have claimed these bonuses, then you can go down and with the third link here, you do have the 72,000 bot here as well. Click on this one, and then you can use that bot on on BitGet as well. Guys, this is what I got for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.